Mike Ford, your thoughts on what it meant to the team, entire team, for Denny to stay in the car and gut it out at Phoenix?
You know, it's from my viewpoint, it's still. I looked at Phoenix as this is Denny's call, you know, and I probably took it to heart when we had problems during the race, and you know, Denny had mentioned don't ask about the knee, you know, because we started to briefly talk about it, and you know, heck, knowing Denny, I knew that he'd never even think about getting out of the car, so we kind of rolled with it, and I know at the end of the day, I just wanted to make sure that this wasn't going to hurt us in weeks to come, so I know he sucked it up, stayed in the car all day. Wanted to make sure that wasn't going to hurt us, but I know the worst thing for him would be to watch someone else drive his car, and I knew that would be more detrimental than him staying in the car and just dealing with the pain.
Other questions? Anybody? Back in the back, young man back here has one.
Ed Lane, ESPN Radio from Martinsville. Denny and Mike, you talked about earlier preserving equipment, knowing how to take care of it and how important it is at a track like here. Has there been any point over the last couple of years where it sort of clicked that that's what you needed to do to come away with a win here?
Well, I think it started last year. At what race, I don't know. I don't think that there was a certain point that I learned. But I think Homestead taught me quite a bit. Richmond really was a turning point for us last year, right before the chase. Our car was very, very good and very, very dominant. So at times I would just kind of give up the lead to Jeff just to do it, just to see what he had. And I just learned that, you know, the panic kind of went away at times during the race when somebody would get around me. So because I knew I had such a better car than everyone else, I could just take my time. So I think that was a turning point. And now, you know, we haven't had cars as dominant as that one at Richmond, but we've had the calmness through the course of the race that we've had at Richmond, and we've made our car good at the end through making smart decisions by not doing anything too drastic.
Other questions? Mike Mulhern has one. Go ahead.
Have you thought about giving your doctor, the one that did the knee surgery, a little bonus or something like that? Because, I mean, you're like Steve Armstrong, you know, we can rebuild him, you know, or something like that.
I think he might be here, actually, so shh. The biggest thing for me is the doctor did a really good job. That's the first thing. But the support group, JD and those guys have teamed up with Ortho Carolina, and they really have spent a lot of time working on getting me back in shape just as soon as possible. And Bill and Ken over there at Ortho has just done a great job of showing me a lot of attention and really coming to the shop quite a bit to make it sure that I'm doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing. So it's not necessarily the stuff that's in it. It's the work that you have to do afterwards that makes you strong.
Let's go upstairs to the press box. Go ahead.
Nate Ryan, USA Today. Denny, in 5 nationwide starts at Darlington, you have 3 wins, no finish worse than 8th, and in 5 Cup starts, you have 4 top 10s now and a victory. Knowing how tough this place is and how many great names have won here, does it give you some special satisfaction to know that whenever NASCAR comes here, you're pretty much the guy to beat right now?
Well, you know, I've just looked at that trophy in Victory Lane, and the faces that are on it is just unbelievable. So mine's going to definitely stick out like a sore thumb, I can tell you. But you know, hopefully one day it's a face of, you know, that fits in with those guys. But it's amazing. I mean, you just see. You know, I can remember Bill Elliott winning the $1 million bonus here. I was watching that race. I was a huge fan of his in 1985, and you know, I was only 5 years old, but he was my driver. You know, he was my guy, and you know, just I never forget that, him winning that here at Darlington, and you know, for us to have a similar situation to where it was as big for me now as what it probably was for him back then.
Other questions? So you were 3 years old when Mark Martin won here in '93, then, right?
3.
Yeah.
I was born in '80.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you were 5 years old.
In '85.
Oh, in '85. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. We'll end there.
Maybe Joey Logano.
Yeah. Okay. Other questions? Dustin has one. Go ahead.
For either of you, and I know you talk about your building at this point, but when you look at the other competition, I mean, you look at what Jeff Gordon has done. Do you look at him as being one of your chief challengers or one of the stronger guys, or can you really tell who are the guys you're going to have to keep an eye on as the season progresses with performances so far?
The 24 is strong every week. The 31 is strong every week. Those two right now, just in a 5 to 6 week span, those guys have shown, the best speed, I guess you could say, through the course of races. So they obviously look very good, and we'll race whoever we got to in September, and hopefully we're in a good spot. I didn't want to give up a bunch of bonus points to Jimmy if we did make the chase, and him have 80 bonus points. He's hard to beat anyway, but when you give someone an 80 points bonus or 70-point bonus, that's a free bad race that he gets, and it seems like you only can afford one of them. So for us, it's about just keeping even kill with them right now.
Any other questions downstairs? Okay, congratulations.
Let me say just
Go ahead,
one thing
JD.
real quick. I just want to throw this out there. I was thinking about it. The first place 6 years ago, we took Denny down here, if you remember, to come his first nationwide race was at Darlington, and I figured, we'll give him a shot. The odds are probably long. He's going to do well and get a shot at JGR. His first race here, and he tore up when he came and tested like a week before, he tore up everything. And I said, this ain't going to go well. He finished 8th, his first race here, and that really is what gave him the shot the next year to run that full nationwide program and then get the cup shot. So this is kind of where, for you, it really began for JGR standpoint. So it's kind of special, I think, tie-in for me at least.
Okay,
I didn't
guys,
hit the wall not
congratulations.
once today, by the way.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Denny, Mike, and JD, and good luck next week at Dover.